Coming up on The Sporting Chef.
Today I'm at the Great Lakes Naval Station for a very special Hunt.Fish.Feed with my very special friend, Melissa Bachman. And also on the show today, we've got John McGannon, brining pheasant. I've got Cee Dub, Stacy Harris, Chris Logan, and Buddy.
What do you get when you find the best fish and game chefs? Cookbook authors, award winners, fishmongers, outdoor experts, and put them on the fastest half hour on outdoor television. Hosted by one of America's best known wild game chefs, Scott Leysath, The Sporting Chef. Brought to you by Camp Chef, the way to cook outdoors.
Look who I've got. Melissa Bachman, host of Winchester Deadly Passion, here to help out with the Hunt.Fish.Feed. Now, what do you know about the Hunt.Fish.Feed?
Well, I'm really excited to be here. First off, it smells absolutely delicious behind us here.
Yeah, you don't want to sit next to me on the plane on the way home.
No, it smells wonderful. But really looks like a great event. Everyone seems to be excited. They've got all sorts of great things going on, and just something wonderful you guys are putting on.
And a great group of volunteers. This is a collaborative effort, much like the Sporting Chef TV show. We've got some great volunteers here that are helping us put the thing together. We had a fishing tournament. It's the Jeffrey Morris Fishing Tournament. A whole bunch of people donated their fish, donated their time. We've got pasta salad. You know, I hope you're at least hungry for some of this stuff.
Well, I'll tell you what, if I'm not hungry, the smell will make you hungry very shortly.
And we're here at the Great Lakes Naval Station, which is North Chicago. This is not an area I'm very familiar with. This is kind of neck of the woods, more or less.
Beautiful area here. We've got a pretty nice day. You know, it's starting to get a little bit nicer.
Yes.
I think people will be coming out soon.
It started out a little wet, and now it's not so much. We've got a whole lot more coming. First off, I want you to check out John McGannon, who brines his pheasant. Do you brine your game birds at all?
I don't usually, no.
Oh, what's up with that?
Well, I've got some pretty good recipes. Maybe I'll share with you sometime as well.
Excellent. Take a look at John.
Hey there, we're going to talk about Scott's favorite thing, brining. Today we have a couple of pheasants that we're going to be brining up, and just like you shouldn't cook whole ducks or geese, you shouldn't cook whole pheasant. The legs need to be cooked wet and slow, the breast hot and fast. The original brine was the water out of the Mediterranean, and they realized that if they took their meat and soaked it in this salty solution, that one, it would last a lot longer, but two, it actually retained its moisture. So basically a brine is salt, water, sugar, and whatever other seasoning you want. So if you have your high mountain brine mix, well, I'm using my Wild Eats lemon, garlic, and sage rub for this pheasant, or you could just mix whatever seasoning you happen to like. So we're going to start out with a little bit of our lemon, garlic, and sage rub. And when you first start out, you want to add a little bit of warm water, and that helps to dissolve both the salt, the sugar, as well as the seasoning. So we're going to put about 1.5 tablespoons of kosher salt and about 1/2 to 3/4 of a tablespoon of brown sugar. We will then add that into a bowl, and we're going to add cold water to that to cool it down so that we can submerge our pheasants in that. For these, we're not going to need very much. We're just going to add, maybe 2 or 3 cups. And we're going to go and put that over the top of our pheasant legs and breast. I have some lime that I'm going to squeeze in there. I have a little chilies that I'm going to add. Now, this you basically leave and set overnight. Okay, so we have had some of this pheasant that has been brining for 24 hours. And we're gonna pan roast the breasts. I prefer to do cut side down, so it gets that sear in. So we're gonna get this turned over. You don't want to sear it up too much, but we're gonna wait for that pan to get a little extra heat. Pop it in a 400-degree oven, and like I said, 3 or 4 minutes, we'll be ready to go. Alrighty, there we go, pheasants. All right, so we let these rest for about 5 minutes, and we're gonna turn it over here. I leave the skin on these guys because it just adds another level of flavor and fat, and that is good. Pink is okay. A little bit of a pink is good, as long as what we're looking for is that excess amount of moisture, and you get that from 1, the dry aging, and 2, the brining, and 3, not overcooking. So yes, Scott, you are right. Brining is definitely the way to go with your white meat. Enjoy.
Okay, now, do you dry age your antler game?
Yes, I do.
Because John and I go kind of back and forth on the dry aging versus brining, and I brine all my game birds, and he's a big dry aging guy. Anyway, do one or the other, and we'll get you on the brine thing. We've got a bunch of salmon, and I'm going to put you to work because...
Well, we've got a lot of it cooking behind us, so I'll be happy to help out.
400 pounds of salmon that we have to cook, and it's all going to be seasoned with High Mountain salmon rub, my personal favorite. And next up, it's how to keep your snacks dry. Now, you've been out and...
I've unfortunately had wet snacks
The
before.
bag, you know, the bag leaks, your pack leaks. I got a way to fix that. Watch this. You know, you can put a sandwich in one of these plastic containers. I haven't found that they're watertight. However, if you take the same container and put a dry sandwich into the container, put it into a food saver bag along with the morning's snacks and seal it up in this Game Saver bronze, there's no way that my snacks are gonna get soggy, that the rain's gonna get in, and if you make a bunch of these, okay, without the sandwich part, this will save a little time if you happen to sleep past your alarm and your buddy wants to know, where the hell are you?
More from the Great Lakes Naval Station, Chris, Logan on salmon, Cee Dub, Stacy, and Buddy. Stay tuned. Well, we've had just a little break in the action. We're out here at Hunt.Fish.Feed, and it's been a great event so far.
And I see you're keeping up. You have hot dogs and the lemon dill cream sauce, right?
You bet, and I'm moving left and right, and people are loving it.
And we've got 3 lines going because we've got 1,000 people to feed, so we're kind of taking it in shifts. I think the weather slowed some people down, but the weather could be worse, right?
Hey, I am loving it. It could be 110 degrees out here, and we'd really be smoking hot.
Oh, I know. So we're maybe a quarter of the way done. Melissa is going to be stuck here doing her thing. Next up is Chris Logan. Now, you know how to break down a salmon. You've done that a time or two,
We've got
right?
a few of them here, too.
I know you're no stranger to that. So if you happen to have a dinner for 1,000 people and you've got salmon at your house, Chris Logan, who's a great San Diego chef, is going to show you how he does it his way.
Okay, Scott, I know that you've picked out a salmon or two in your lifetime. What I'm looking for is clear eyes. This has already been scaled, but what you want is you want a little bit of a slime on this. You want to make sure that this has been out of the water probably about 18 hours. The gills are still red, moist. The bottom line is you don't want a fish smell. You want something that is clean. I have the belly away from me, and this way what I can do is that I can get in underneath the collar. I just make a quick cut right through the spine, and then I flip it over and straight through. I run my knife down the spine. I am going to use my hand to push down on the spine. What you want to do is you want to remove as much cartilage or bone from the fillet as possible. For the belly section, I'm going to run the tip of my knife, and I'm going to kind of tilt it upwards because I want to leave as much flesh on the fillet as possible. I am going to just remove that section. Because the head is here, the pin bones are facing towards the head. So basically what you do is you just run your finger, and these are the pin bones. And they're probably about every section of the muscle serration in the salmon. The reason I leave the skin on, one, I like crispy skin. So Scott, what are you? Are you a natural skin guy? On, off? What are you? Come on.
So there's more than just salmon on the menu today. Of course, we've got salmon, but for the kids, we've also got hot dogs. And with the salmon, there's a dill cream sauce and fresh lemon and fresh fruit. You gotta have fresh fruit. We have a healthy meal here. One of the things that Hunt.Fish.Feed makes sure that they do is to serve a very healthy, nutritious, high-protein meal. You know, there's nothing better than fresh caught salmon or maybe a deer you just shot. There's a tortellini pasta salad with a pesto cream dressing. We've got a green salad with an Italian vinaigrette. There's fresh rolls and butter, all the condiments for your hot dogs. There's plenty to do. And next up, we've got Cee Dub.
Okay, chips and salsa, one of those things that's almost a universal appetizer. And when you're hunting, fishing, camping, packing, chips like this are tough to pack. They're gonna turn into dust. Using my tortillas for bread, I can make chips out of them, so we've got a little oil heating up here. So we're gonna just take and cut our tortillas into wedges, and we're going to fry those up. We're going to put one in just to see what our oil's like, but we should be pretty close. There it goes. We don't want to put a lot of them in, clump them up. Those turn brown. We're going to just flip them over with our tongs. Our chips are done. They're cooling a little bit, so we're going to take a few minutes here and make our quick garden salsa. And this is, to me, salsa is like stew or pizza. You can put anything in here you want. And so we're going to just do things right fresh out of the garden. We've got some tomatoes, some green pepper, purple onion. The first green pepper was the jalapeno. That was regular green pepper. We've chopped up some zucchini. We have a little bit of yellow squash. We're going to add some cilantro that's chopped up. Want to add some salt and pepper. We don't need this whole ear, but we're going to peel the shucks off. Cut about 2 nice widths off our corn, and we're going to use the juice off a couple of limes. So there we go, Scott. Chips and salsa in the back country, made fresh, both of them. You're ready for dinner after the guys have this.
Sportsman Channel is here today at the Great Lakes Naval Base, serving our military and their families fresh-caught salmon from Lake Michigan as part of our Hunt.Fish.Feed program. Hunt.Fish.Feed started in 2007 by Sportsman Channel, and it was a way for us to serve those less fortunate by donating local fish and venison by Sportsman. But today, we're serving those who have served us. And today, it's about our salute to service, Sportsman Channel salute to service. We have more than 20 volunteers from Comcast, the USO, and even our Gary Sinise Foundation is partnering with Sportsman Channel. If you want to learn more, just stop by thesportsmanchannel.com or check out facebook.com/huntfishfeed.
So we got plenty of people left to feed, and we've got a whole lot more food. I hope we can get it done on time and get them fed fast. Find out if we make that happen when we get back.
Hi, I'm Kendallbilis. I'm the commanding officer of Naval Station Great Lakes, and as the commanding officer, I'm responsible for all 1,700 acres, 18,000 people of this wonderful facility. So today what we have going on here at the Naval Station is Hunt.Fish.Feed is providing a free meal to about 1,000 of our sailors. Sportsman Channel has teamed up with our Morale, Welfare, Recreation Department to make this incredible opportunity happen. We have about 2,300 pounds of salmon fillets that are going to be served to our sailors. This is a great way to repurpose food that otherwise might not have gotten used and to bring some awareness to the Sportsman Channel's Hunt.Fish.Feed program. Usually Hunt.Fish.Feed is designed to raise awareness about hunger and feeding the needy, but this is an opportunity for sportsmen to give back to the sailors and those who are defending America around the world and our way of life. So again, it's a great partnership, and I'm really glad that they were here today to be able to do this for us.
Okay, so we're out here. Tell me a little bit about this event and what you were expecting and what it's been like.
Can't beat it. It's free food, free everything. All we have to do is help clean up after it's done. These people, they all treat us great. They really care. It's awesome when everybody does this for us.
Now, you were telling me just a minute ago, you've been trying to catch fish, but you haven't had any luck yet, so this was kind of a nice little treat for you, huh?
Absolutely. I did catch one carp, but like you said earlier, there's no cooking the carp.
Not exactly. So the nice part is you got to come here, they got to serve great fish, and they caught it for you. You can't really beat that, huh?
No. The fish was fantastic. Oh my gosh, it was freaking awesome. I want to go back and get more as soon as I'm done with this.
Oh, so you're telling me I need to hurry up so you can get back eating?
Maybe a little.
Okay, I'll get through this faster. Right. And now we've got Scott's favorite Southern girl, Stacy Harris.
Today I'm going to be cooking with tilapia. Tilapia is a great white flaky fish. In my cookbook, Recipes and Tips for Sustainable Living, I have this awesome recipe called crappie with white beans and basil, and that's what I'm basing this tilapia recipe off of. The first thing you're going to do is get your tilapia, and you're going to season it with salt and pepper. Get my skillet hot, put my butter in, and a little bit of olive oil so that it doesn't burn. All right, I'm going to get my fish and lightly dredge it into the flour and shake as much of it off as you can. It's going to give it a golden brown crust on the outside. I've already cooked my white beans, but I'm going to warm them up here in just a minute. I soaked them overnight in the refrigerator, took them out, and rinsed them off. I put a little bit of olive oil and a little bit of onions and garlic, and I got those nice and cooked down. And then I put my beans back in the pot, covered it with 2 inches of water, and put it on simmer for about 45 minutes, and my beans were done and they're nice and creamy. This fish is tilapia. I use crappie in my book. You can use any white flaky fish for this recipe. So after about 3 to 5 minutes on the first side, turn it over and go for another couple of minutes. Now I'm going to get my basil and my parsley. I'm going to chop those up just a little bit. So I just take a handful and I'm going to mix that in. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of lemon in it. Your hands are your best tool, catching the seeds. I'm going to turn off the heat, put my beans on, get a little fish right on top of here, and a little bit of my basil and parsley. I'm putting a little bit of olive oil on top of the beans and the fish to give it a little moisture and a little bit more flavor. And here is a great time that you could use a flavored olive oil, but this is just plain olive oil. It took less than 10 minutes in your kitchen, and you are going to have a wonderful meal. White beans with tilapia.
Well, it's a wrap out here at Hunt.Fish.Feed, and overall it really was a great success. We had tons of people out here, kids out smiling, and the food, well, it was absolutely delicious. And one of the really nice things is the fact that we're out here, you're seeing everyone smiling, and it's the least we can do to really give back and thank everyone for what they do for us all the time. Now the salmon, it was all caught very close here locally. Fishermen donated this so everyone could be happy and have a great meal. And these guys, well, it doesn't look like you guys have a whole lot of food left. Are you saying it wasn't very good, or what's the deal here?
That's what happens when it's that good.
That's what happens when it's that good?
Yeah, the food was outstanding. Can't complain. Special thanks to the Sportsman channel for providing a meal for all of us out there.
Well, we sure appreciate everything you guys do. This is the least we can do, and we appreciate you having us. And I'm just glad you guys came out. You fought through the not so nice a weather. You'd think about in July we'd have a little better weather than
Chicago,
this.
you never know what you may have. You may have snow tomorrow.
Well, let's hope not.
70 degrees on Friday.
Okay, well, so I'm going to go with 70 versus the snow. So, well, I thank you guys very much. I appreciate everything. And now let's check out what Buddy's got.
Okay, Scott, this is something else you can't really buy anywhere. So I got 5 pounds of tomatoes here, 2 small onions, and there's 6 of them serrano peppers in there. I'm gonna be making spicy ketchup. This is 1 cup of 3 different kinds of vinegar. Rice wine vinegar, apple cider, plain old white vinegar. I did mess up that recipe just a little bit. You need 2 cups of your vinegar mixture. I'm gonna just put that lid on there, cook it for about 30 minutes, and we're gonna pull the lid off and let it start thickening up. We'll hit it with that immersion blender. And you just keep working it, it's gonna turn into this. You wanna go with, put a little of that horseradish, and you got your really good seafood cocktail, and meatloaf, of course, and about anything else that you put ketchup on. You put this on, it's gonna taste a lot better. Hope you'll enjoy it. Scott will save you a bottle.
All right, Melissa, we fed a bunch of people, and we got them fed in time, and now we're at the carnival because you
And
said you
now-
wanted to go on the tilt-a-hurl.
Yes, I did, but I'm really starting to second guess that now. And so far, everybody seems like they had a great meal, and I hope everyone can keep that meal down over here.
And a big thanks to all of our volunteers, the Great Lakes Naval Base, MWR, the USO, everybody that helped here did a great job. This was definitely a group effort. Who else am I thinking?
Well, we've got all the volunteers that came out today. I'm pretty
Right.
sure we couldn't have done it without them. We've got Buddy, we've got all the people that put in shows
Oh
here.
yeah, we got Buddy, we've got Cee Dub, we've got John McGannon, Stacy Harris, and thank you for doing all the work for me today. That worked out pretty good.
You did all the good cooking. I just got to go around and mingle, which, well, that was probably best for the whole crew.
How do they find you on Sportsman Channel?
They can go to Winchester Deadly Passion. It's on Sundays at 2 o'clock, and they can find me there, and hopefully we will have a great season coming up.
Very cool, and you can find Melissa right here on Sporting Chef TV every week. We appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next time.